What's up, my good peoples? Welcome to the Be Transformed podcast, where we're talking about ideas that stimulate wholesome thinking into identity, purpose, vision, and action. I am James Anderson, and with me is Logan Eaton and Kyle Entman, giving you the hand of the hello. My good bros, what's cracking?
Howdy.
Howdy.
Howdy, James. Welcome back.
Howdy, hi there, ho there.
Did you just
hi
fly
there to
in?
you.
Hello, gentlemen. Yes, I did.
Where are you flying in from?
Amsterdam.
This week? Okay.
Yeah.
How was it?
Cheesy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. It's good to be back. Got that jet lag going on.
Did
Yeah,
they have any
time
ice cream
zone.
on that flight?
No, man.
No.
Peanut butter and banana.
Whoa.
Yeah, I thought I'd mix a little peanut butter and banana today.
In your ice cream?
No ice cream.
No, you ate a whole jar of peanut butter.
No, I put it in a little bowl and mixed peanut butter and banana in it. Yeah, it's like a little snack.
Oh.
You must have flown Continental Airlines.
Yeah. Well, this is when I got home. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Just
no.
say, I don't
I
remember
always
the-
fly first class.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No Continental
Makes
breakfast.
sense.
No. Just,
Okay.
just cereal.
Yeah.
But yeah, no ice cream. I was like, dude, don't do that.
Don't- 6 gallons last week
Yeah,
was just one too many.
You won't sleep as well.
One
You don't.
spoon too many.
Well, yeah, it really, that sugar, gotta stay away from that stuff.
Yeah.
It's nasty, right?
It's better to get giant dump truckfuls of it at a time and then
The ice cream?
stay off it for a while.
The ice cream you're talking about?
Yeah.
Like eat it and then
Yeah,
eat a
like
bunch
a
of it?
truckload. That's kind of that's your model?
Try to, yeah. Yeah. Try to. But, yeah, it's a hard habit to break. You ate some lately?
Delicious. I did eat a little bit lately.
Yeah.
You know, I get down on some popsicles.
You like popsicles?
Yeah.
Really? Those are too bland for me, but anyways.
Yeah. Those
You
like,
like
what kind?
The brightly colored one in like the clear plastic tubes, like you get them and
Yeah.
they're like, they just like syrup, and then you throw them in the freezer.
Oh,
Yeah, because those ones, like, they actually kind of cool you down when you're hot, but it's like if you just eat like ice cream, that doesn't really like cool you down. It's more just kind of like
You mean the like ones with
but I'll eat those too.
Okay.
I'm not that picky.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to have those as kids. Yeah, and then
Right next to the Tang.
yeah, and then you'd have the little the stuff you could drink at the juice you could drink at the bottom, like if it got a little melty a little bit.
Yeah, you suck it up.
Yeah. Do you ever have any of those, Logan?
I remember the orange cream colored ones that you like had to push up.
It's the Flintstone Pops or something.
Something like that. Yeah, they were orangish colored.
Yeah. Those
Oh yeah, the Flintstone. Yeah, those are good. The little sherbet pops.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I remember having those. I haven't had one in a while though.
Yeah.
Just go get one right
And the ones with the chocolate filled center and like the nuts and chocolates around them.
Like it's like an ice cream cone.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Or is it on
They-
a stick?
They used to have them at our school. I remember buying those in elementary school. Huh?
Or is it on a stick?
Both. I think you get them either way.
Okay.
Yeah. One of them was like a cone. I think. You just bought them in
It's
a
like
package.
a drumstick or something.
Rip it open. Yeah.
Drumstick.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Good summer stuff.
Good elementary school days.
Yeah.
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 In junior high, they had like a snack shack, and for 50 cents, you could get like this giant chocolate chip cookie. It was
Really?
like massive.
Big one
Dang.
for just 50 cents.
Yeah, and it was delicious.
I think we used to have those too. Yeah. They're big, yeah. I forget who made them. I don't know if I don't know, but they were good. Soft and
I tell you, the best place, if you like the sweets, right, you should move to Brazil. Brazil, man, they've got sugar cane drinks, right? They got somebody with with a little cart, and they fresh sugar cane, and they squeeze all the sugary juice out. You just drink that junk. Oh, nice. Then they got the churro stands, where they've got like they will inject the churros with like caramel, and then like dip them in sprinkles. Oh my goodness!
yeah.
It's delicious.
What's a churro?
What's a churro?
I mean, we should just so the audience
Just
knows. Yeah.
Yeah. Just so the audience knows.
You don't know what a churro is either?
No.
Hey, It's because
I mean, I've heard the name, but I don't know exactly what it is.
I thought it was a president.
President
Churro.
Churro. Hold on. Presidente Churro.
Maybe not. Okay.
El Churro.
I'm El Churro.
Depends on what history book you read.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know what they are, but I mean, it's kind of like a batter, but it's like it's like it's kind of like a hot dog, if you will, but not. But a hot dog made out of like batter.
A hot dog made out of batter?
Deep fried. It's not a corn dog. Think more of like a donut.
Okay.
Deep fried, long.
Okay.
Sometimes hollow, and then injected with like caramel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then cinnamon sugar on the outside.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's an Asian tradition?
That also known as like Mexican and apparently Brazilian.
Oh, Brazil.
But Mexico does it a lot. Like in California, we could.
Where is Brazil? It's not Asia?
It's close. It's a close. It's a close neighboring, totally other side of the world kind of continent.
Vietnam? That's not
southern
right up in there?
America. South America.
Really?
Southern America. South America.
Just south of Mexico?
Just south.
Guess I've never been south of Florida.
That's not over by there either.
And I wasn't there for that long, so I wouldn't know.
What, south of Florida?
I guess you don't know where places are until you're there. Or a map.
Yeah.
Or when you daydream, or like you.
Yeah, when you daydream, then you know some places.
Well, you get, or you could, when you close your eyes and imagine them.
Right. You can imagine any place you want.
Do it. What are you imagining right now?
An ice cream mountain, and I'm on top of it.
Are you pouring you got the Hershey syrup and you're, are you like just scooping it and just, are you like just scooping it into the mountain? Like what kind of, is it
reaching down, yeah.
Yeah, just.
But then you've got like your space helmet on, so you can't get it in.
Just going, reaching down and.
Yeah. Wow.
Ice cream mountain.
But yeah, you can imagine anything you want.
And when it gets really cold out, it would kind of like freeze really hard.
Yeah, then you can climb it.
Yeah, the ice cream's not as good though. Ice cream's not as good once it freezes and unfreezes. I don't think so.
Like
it's just not that great. Yeah,
But
if it's a nice, if it's ice cream mountain when it's a nice spring day and it's kind of soft up there on the peaks, you can really get some good
get some
as
soft
you're sinking down in.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I hope you can swim.
I'm up to my chin in the ice cream right now, and slowly.
I feel like Kyle's coming on the raft.
Don't save me.
Right.
Eating cheese.
So tasty.
So tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever look at the clouds and think about if somebody else is looking at the clouds in a different part of the world?
Whoa.
The same clouds? Well, not the same. I guess it wouldn't be the same cloud, but
deep.
Do the clouds look the same in Africa as they do here?
At the exact same time? No.
Oh, I mean, like, does a cloud look like a cloud? How do you know? I've never been there.
When I was there, they looked like clouds.
Okay, well.
But,
I guess I'll take your word for it.
I was there. Making bottles, leaking some juice there. Yeah. Pretty much.
But isn't that interesting, though? Like, exactly where you're at, how the sky looks is similar to how it looks, like, in China at the same exact time? Or Africa?
Probably not at the same exact time.
Okay.
Right.
That might be dark.
Depending on where you're at, it could be. Yeah.
Like, no matter where you go, the culture, the landscape, the sky is always the same.
Except when it's different.
Except
we're all very...
Yeah.
But besides that, it can totally hear what you're not really saying.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
Close your eyes and imagine a place.
Pretty much. Love it. Yeah.
It's beautiful out there.
What are you seeing?
Well, I still ice cream mountain.
Oh, okay. Oh, we got him hooked. Come back down. Come back down.
Ice cream mountain. So delicious.
Get on.
It's starting to flurry whipped cream. It's a little whipped cream storm coming.
Oh
I'm
man,
starting to see some caramel drops.
just hitting my
It's getting
face.
stuck in the It's getting
Man.
stuck in the beard.
Licking it out.
Caramel
my
flurries. Yeah.
gosh.
Can you imagine
Little
that?
whipped cream
Just
storm.
cream storms flying through.
Yeah. Little creamage going.
Little Reese's Pieces, nuggets.
Yeah.
Dropping ice cream.
Yeah.
Sounds like what's that movie? It's raining meatballs or meatballs and potatoes.
Oh yeah.
Spaghetti and meatballs. It's raining spaghetti.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's raining sketty.
It did.
Hallelujah, it's a raining sketty. Yeah.
Man, imagine if it did like instead of hail, it was like little ice cream balls.
That's where those dipping dots came from.
Oh yeah. That'd be fun.
Rain sugar, sugary goodness.
Yeah, you're like the gingerbread house, man. You know, you ever just thought about being those kids?
That guy? The gingerbread house guy?
Was there a
Who
guy?
lives on Drury Lane?
Oh yeah.
Ginger-
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Or that's the Muffin Man.
maybe the Muffin Man. The Muffin Man. Right?
Yeah. So,
Got any big weekend plans? Besides daydreaming about the clouds in different locations?
snap into a Slim Jim.
Well,
You
Yeah,
got a-
give us an advertisement for
you
the
got a
slap,
band,
slapping Joe.
oh, play.
show coming up.
Yeah, we'll play a little music 1 to 3 at the Flying Joe in Perrysburg, Ohio. Kyle Christopher.
Whoa.
That's my stage name
Whoa.
for right now. That. Come check me out. Be playing all your favorite hits. Jim Croce hits.
70s to the 90s.
Yep. 1820s to 1820s up to 1980.
13, 16.
Yeah.
Use a flute.
Yeah. I wish. What if you just playing guitar singing? You're like, now I'm gonna play this song on this flute.
Yeah.
And sing at the same time.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
pay to see that.
You wouldn't pay to see that?
Mm-mm.
No.
But I'd enjoy it.
Some people are really musically gifted like that, you know.
Yeah. My
Mhm.
sister is. She can play a bunch of different
Really?
different stuff. Yeah.
Instruments and things like
Yeah.
that. Really?
Guitars, drums,
Wow.
air ones.
Air hockey?
Air-
She can play the air hockey table?
Yeah.
What about you?
No, the
Ray?
air instruments.
You never
No,
really
they-
have. No.
anything, yeah.
All the air instruments.
Yeah.
No, I mean
Air
like
drums,
the ones
air
the ones
guitar.
you gotta like blow air into.
The wind?
Wind instruments, yeah.
Mm. Well, those are ones with reeds.
The
Or
reed
you have the
instruments.
brass.
Brass. I think she does some brass work.
Yeah.
Like hammered or?
I think she makes the instruments too.
Oh my gosh.
But no, I was never.
We should have
musically
her on the
gifted.
podcast.
Yeah, she's talented, extremely talented.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. She might minor in music or something.
I think that. Yeah. So that's one of her gifts.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Doesn't run in the family though. Nobody
Gifts?
else.
It does. No one else. It does run in the family, or doesn't?
Doesn't.
No.
Does
Not.
not.
Supposed to get maybe great grandmother or something.
Possibly.
Possibly way back there, huh?
Possibly. Who knows?
1320s. Mm.
You're pretty good at like horticultural stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was like great. That was great grandpa stuff. That
Was it?
wasn't that's not
Yeah.
immediate family. But
Yeah, but it's passed down, right?
Yeah.
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 Was he a farmer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very successful farmer.
Well, I think he had to sell everything. So I don't know.
Sorry about that.
I don't know if he had to or if he chose to, but either way.
But he had a
everything
lot
got
of
sold.
property in one time.
At one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1,000 acres.
No.
No.
It was a small farm back in the
6,000.
But good quality.
early 1900s. Yeah.
Good quality acres.
Good quality pork. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were
Good
pig farmers.
quality
Yeah.
pork.
Oh, he's a pig farmer.
Big,
Yeah.
good quality pork. That was when you raised them as big as possible, though.
Really?
Yeah. Like it wasn't any lean.
And then you-
didn't really the lean stuff didn't really matter at the time.
Mm.
You ride them the day before you execute them.
Yeah.
Just to break them in.
My brother and I would ride the pigs when we were younger.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
They ever buck you
No,
off.
I guess I didn't. I remember my brother doing it. I did not. I
Mm.
watched. So
You rode
for
the
anybody
chickens.
that out there thought that that was weird. It wasn't me.
It was.
I heard those things will eat just about anything.
They will. You got to be careful.
Yeah. I mean,
So
for real.
they taste blood, man, and it's over. It's like
Really?
you're under
It's like
attack.
shark.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like a shark.
human blood?
Yeah.
Really?
Anything, yeah.
So you throw a, dead squirrel in there and they just go after it?
Oh, yeah, they'd go like, they eat each other sometimes.
Stop, really?
No, they
Wow.
will down to the bone eat each other.
Three-legged Tom.
If you're not careful. Yeah.
These are
Like if
pigs
one
or,
gets hurt.
pigs or
and-
hogs?
Huh?
Pigs or hogs? Pigs or hogs?
Or hogs?
What you're talking about? Pigs will do this.
Hogs will do that. So
Hogs will do it.
definitely
Pigs
the
aren't.
males,
Pigs aren't. So
boars and stuff.
you're talking. What will go after anything that tastes blood?
A boar probably definitely would.
Okay.
Yeah. A male one that's not castrated.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely carnivores.
You saw this happen on your farm?
No,
Yeah,
I've just.
it happened
But
to
we were
you.
young. It was like, be careful
Mm.
because they will they'll
Eat
attack you if you get cut or something, and they I don't know. It's just, they don't that's like you can't feed them like raw meat or even like cooked meat's not that good for them, but
So they eat like slop, like
yeah,
vegetables and
We
stuff.
try to keep the meat out of it though, just because they have that instinct, I guess. Yeah,
Awaken it.
be careful when you go out riding pigs next time.
Okay, I'm gonna keep that.
Just
in
make
mind.
sure you bring a saddle
I have not been
Yeah,
careful.
we'll do that.
and a helmet.
Saddle and a helmet. So a small one. Medium.
Remember
size.
that.
Remember.
Thank you.
Remember.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Nice. That's amazing. Well, on that note, tonight we're talking about the fact that people are attracted to other people with skill, who have skills.
Like bow hunting skills
Like nunchuck skills
or computer hacking skills.
bow staff skills,
Okay.
who can catch
Yeah, I said bow
a
hunting.
delicious salmon.
Yeah. Girls only like guys who have good skills. Trust me.
Liger killing skills. Yeah. Wolverines. Yeah. Yeah. So this thought transpired from an event. My son wanted to go to the skate park, so we rode our bikes
Mm-hmm.
down there. And so we get there, and there's a bunch of like kids his age, early elementary-ish, all on scooters. So my son, he's on his bike, he just jumps in the mix and rides about. Maybe like 10 minutes later, right? I mean, if you can picture it, it's like a movie, right? Here comes this older kid. He's just like, zooms up into his face. Kind of it's like if you could picture Kyle, right? But it's like slow motion and walks in. And all these kids, kind of look at this guy, and he comes. He's got a scooter. He's like maybe, I don't know, junior high, early high school, something-ish. But anyways, he whips out his scooter. Dude's whipping out some sweet tricks, man. I mean, he's doing these. I mean, because really you jump, and then you've got the handle, and he's like whipping it around his head. And
Twirling?
Yeah, and then like landing on it. Like, so
Wow.
you jump, twist it, throw it back under your
What?
feet. Yeah. So yeah, he's working it, man. But here's all these young kids, man. I mean, there's like, I don't know, 8 of them or something, and they're all just like kind of flock right to him. And yeah, he's doing some tricks, and like the kids are just kind of like, oh, they're asking him questions. Oh, what trick is that? Or, it's just like, here's this guy who's doing these crazy things that they're like practicing to do, and he's doing them. It's like, wow. And these hear these 2 kids talking. One kid's like, oh, what's his name? The other kid's like, I don't know, but he's the best in BG, right? Like, it's like, this kid has some knowledge about like this guy who's doing these amazing things.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting on my bike watching this whole thing, and it's just like, man, like, because that guy has skills, because he's better than them, like he can do things that they can't, right? Like they're attracted to him. Because on one hand, it's like he's a picture of what's possible, right? Like you almost can see yourself in that. It's like, no, that guy can do it. It's like that guy is where I aspire to be. So it's just like these kids flock around. I'm just like, man, there's just such potential to have influence over these kids, because you can do what they can't do but want to do, and people are just drawn to him.
Right. Right. Those. I was thinking scooters. Those like the ones with the handlebars and you.
Yeah, it's like the long stem. And it's 2 wheels. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And he was going like over his head with them, and then.
Yeah, so like they were in like the bowl. They call it a bowl because it's like a bowl.
Oh yeah, like a skateboard. Yeah,
skate park jobber jingle.
So he'd go up and he'd go down.
So and then swoop up on there, and then on your swoop up, he'd and land it. Yeah.
I was just picturing me coming up over a ramp and trying to do something and just losing it, all the scooter and everything.
We should totally go there sometime.
Yeah,
get
that'd
some
be
scooters.
hilarious.
Did he like did he hang out with the kids, or did he like disappear? Like did he give him the
No, he was there.
piece and just rode off his scooter to the distance?
Stay in school.
Yeah. See, like you guys
lights
are cool,
up a
man.
cigarette.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, did he seem okay? So he didn't seem too like show offish. He just wanted to play.
No, I think he's with a group, and so
yeah,
they teach some
dang
skills. But it's just interesting how all these kids just flock to him just because he's good. Not because they know who he is. They don't know his name. They don't know what he stands for, whether he's nice or this and that. Mm. But it's like, man, here's this guy who can do what we want to do. Like, let's go to him.
Yeah.
It's just interesting that being something that attracts people.
Yeah.
Because, like, you even think about, like, sports or something. Miles Monroe was talking about this one. He's just talking about, like, people pay a lot of money to watch sports. I mean, people will schedule their day so they can watch some sports, right? So to watch these other people play these games, right? But it's like, what are people like? What are people drawn to, right? Well, you get these athletes, right, who have picked a direction and they give their self totally to it, right? So they've got this intense focus. So with it, they get into massive amounts of practice and repetition over and over and over, They're training. They're with other people who are, helping them become better and strategy and blah, blah. There's just thousands, basketball, there's thousands of shots. I mean, I don't know what you do in other sports, but it's just like just epic amounts of repetition. So what you're looking at is people who can do something in such a way that you can't. Not that you can't, but that you can't. Not that you necessarily don't have, not that you don't have the potential, but just you just can't or whatever. But it's like you see these people who have focus and you're drawn to them and you watch it, and it's like people pay you whatever you want, right? Like Michael Jordan and this. I mean, you think about like, the sponsors you get, people will pay you whatever you want when you become like an expert. Mm-hmm. When you become so good, these guys were just so disciplined because they had such a passion to be great that people will come and sit to watch you be great at the very thing that you wanted to be great at. People will pay whatever you want to watch you be great at the very thing that you want to be great with. That is interesting.
Yeah.
But the other thing that's interesting is I think there's that reality where it's like there's something that they're doing that we can see in ourselves, right? Like you see somebody else with focus and great discipline and being epically freaking awesome at something, and you can see that, right? Like you long for that, but it's like, oh, that's maybe you don't know how to get there. It's just a ton of work, whatever. But you can see what they're doing inside of you. Like it speaks to the potential that each one of us has to be great. And I think that's one of the other kind of like things that makes it attractive. Is it's like, no, that's actually possible.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like, so, yeah, like basketball players or whoever, sport athletes.
Music.
I mean,
pick your genre, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But they're doing something that like that's what they want to. You would hope that's what they want to do. So it's like they want to do it, and they want to be. So it's and they practice because they enjoy doing it, and then they get better at it. So it's they fixate on. Well, they just keep cultivating their whatever you want to call it, gifts, abilities, and it works out for them. You know, like you can make they've made a living off of it. So, yeah, looking at that in your life and how you can utilize those things, like, and not make, like, use the things that come naturally to you, and you can, like, be
how
productive
do you
with
determine,
them.
like, what that is? Like, for people that don't know what they want to do or where they want to go, I guess how do you, like, what are some ways to determine, like, what are you skillful in? Or what could you be skillful in? I don't know.
Sometimes I think it's, well, yeah, for me, it's, you know, just trying a bunch of, like, different things out. Like, I mean, experimenting with things and seeing what, I think it takes time sometimes to figure it out, like, and then not comparing, like, 'cause you can easily compare and be like, oh, man, I'm not good at basketball, dude, I'm idiot, you know, and just beat up on yourself. But you know, maybe you're good at, I don't know, writing or art or drawing something. That's cool too, you know, roll with it. But sometimes it just takes time, and not listen to other people's, like, and maybe listen to other people's, like, hey, you know, you're good at this, and then keep on focusing on that, but not listen to other people cut you down or think you need to be this person when maybe that's what you're not meant to be, that type of individual.
Yeah, I think too, you know, like that stuff, right? Like potential and your gift, you know, or gifts. It's like there are things that were in you, like when you were born, like as you were being formed in the womb. It's like those things were woven together in you, meaning that they're a part of you. So it's like the things that I see for me, it's like there are things that I don't know if I've always seen them. There's certain aspects that I've, you know, kind of seen when I was younger, but yeah, maybe there's just certain aspects that just kind of started to stand out in my mind, and you know, and just through incorrect thinking, it can take a hot second to like grab hold of them. But I think they're things that are familiar. They're like the things that you actually want to do. Yeah. Because to become great, I mean, you actually have to want to do it. That doesn't mean that it's easy, or that you necessarily know how to, you know, or that it's going to be fun all the time, right? Like, I'm probably going to get this wrong, but there was a guy, George something. But anyways, he's like he wrote the book, oh my gosh, it's all bad. Anyways, there's this guy who goes around and kind of works with high-speed people, and he's worked with LeBron James or something, and I'm totally going to probably get this wrong, but it was something like he would shoot 1,300 like 3-point shots a day. Like that was one thing he did. Right, that's every single day. That's just 3-pointers. That's just the 3-pointers, right? Like, you know, it's like people say, well, okay, well, I want to be great. Okay, well, here's what you're going to have to do to do it. And people are like, oh, I don't want to be great, right? Because, I mean, there's some things you have to do that seem abnormal compared to, like, how we kind of grow up living our lives. Yeah. But that doesn't mean that it's still not possible.
Right.
It would cost you all you have, but what else are you going to do with your life?
Yeah, it's either that or, either you. I don't know. Yeah, what's the alternative?
It's sitting,
living in frustration,
eating ice cream.
Eat ice cream,
yeah, it's not bad.
Nah, yeah, I get bored, but yeah, you
right.
Yeah,
it's nice for a night, but then get back into it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Or
Cheetos.
Churros.
Cheetos in churros dipped in ice cream. That's
wow,
a good night right there.
That sounds Asian.
Yeah. 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 Greatness, right?
Yeah. Practice.
Practice.
A lot of practice. 1,300. Yeah, that would take a lot. Well, think about so that 3-4 hours probably. I don't have. Yeah, no
but
idea. But it's a good chunk of time. Just like anything else, practice. Yeah.
But you think about these guys, right? I mean, you would think somewhere at some point you could probably take it easy, but that's not the case. It's interesting because I've heard this concept where people talk about if you're not moving forward or if you're not growing, then you're like moving backwards or decomposing. And I used to hear that. And I'm like, I don't know if that's true. But like, I don't know if that's wrong. Like you're always growing.
Well, I think it's because of how exponential the decomposing is compared to what the rate of growing is. So like the growing rate might be kind of slow, but it's steady. It's going up. But as soon as you take your foot off the gas, it's like the decomposing rate is like exponential. So if it's one day, that one day doubles, and then 2 days double, and then or turn into 4, and then 4 turns into 16, and it just keeps. So like the more you stop or take off, it's like that stuff just starts to grow like crazy. So I think maybe there might be like a little bit of a time where it's like you might be able to take your foot off and breathe, but then after that little bit of time, it's like you're instantly going. It's growing exponentially. Like it's not a steady decline like the growth is. It's like if growth is this, decomposing is
it's even harder. Yeah, faster.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with that as that statement. It's like as soon as you take the foot off, you might have time to take a breath, but then you have to keep going. You have to keep pushing down.
Right. Which is why you have to actually want to do it.
Yeah.
Like it has to actually be part of what you are.
Yeah.
In order for that to, and sometimes, I mean, you could kind of think like, well, which got to be honest, I'm sure I've kind of had these thoughts, but it's like, all right, well, what good is like it being that great at basketball? I don't know, but somebody's got the ability to do it, and thousands and thousands of people will watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And some guys just love like the fact of throwing a ball up and whatever they do with it.
So it's like
whatever they
want to do with that thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, I mean, you think about like Shakespeare, right? I mean, that guy wrote stuff, did plays. People loved it. People they're teaching it in schools.
I know, right?
I mean,
how was that?
Meet him, Shakespeare. I wonder what he was like. Shakespeare.
Yeah,
William.
Is that the kite guy?
Billy for short.
No.
No, that was Franklin Roosevelt, I think.
That was
oh gosh.
I think he was the one that taught King James to
Alexander King
Bell.
The
Round Table.
Who was the guy with the
King Arthur.
Einstein, maybe?
Roosevelt?
With the key?
What? No.
No.
Oh, that invented the radio?
Yeah, who? No, someone sent it up with. No, that was Alexander Graham Bell. Alexander, yeah.
Yeah, Geico had a commercial about that.
Yeah. But yeah.
I think Ben Franklin was the Declaration of Independence guy.
He was. Gosh, who was the guy with the key though?
John Hancock?
He was storming out. No, he signed the
key lock.
Congress. Yeah.
He wrote the Constitution.
Yeah.
I think. Who crossed the Delaware?
Everybody.
Oh, okay.
Schmittler von Handeheim.
Schmittler von Spazentine.
Schmagenfeigen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Rufus
Wainwright.
Yeah.
Shakespeare.
Yeah. But yeah, you think about these guys who made these crazy inventions.
Yeah. Yeah, there is like do you think, I guess maybe before I speak, do you think there is a level of obsession that needs to be a part of what you want to do, where you want to go?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. If it's something that's gonna carry weight and influence and purpose, is there a level of obsession that needs to be present, do you think?
Yeah.
And maybe it doesn't have to be there right away, but it's like, I got to do this.
Yeah. No, if you want to be great, you got to be obsessed.
Yeah.
And which that sounds like a 4-letter word, right? Like that sounds like evil, obsessed. But you just think about like Paul.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that's great that's not obsessed.
Right.
I can't think of anybody.
Well, because you'd have to give your whole self to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'd have to focus, but that's what everybody's attracted to. Everybody's attracted to it because it's like it speaks to something that's inside of you.
Yeah.
It's like it speaks to your potential. You can see it displayed in somebody else, which is interesting because somebody else's greatness displayed to you speaks hope, right? Like somebody else's greatness, skill, discipline, action speaks hope to your potential.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus said, he said, who would light a lamp and stick it under a basket? Who would hide it? Nobody. He said you would stick it high up in the room and it would give light to everybody who enters in. So, you go back to the analogy of the kid at the skate park. So here's this kid, right? I mean, he's got this reputation, right? A reputation is when you become known for a specific type of thing, right? Which, good or bad, whatever. But to be known means that at some point you stood out.
Yeah.
So let's say, though, this kid, right, instead of going to the skate park, he just builds some ramps in his backyard. And so he still gets totally skillful, but nobody ever sees it. He doesn't go to the skate park. He doesn't go to competitions or shows or trainings or whatever. But he still goes in his backyard, but he doesn't do any of this stuff in the public, right? He's still skillful, but he has no chance of having any kind of impact or influence.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you can become super skillful and still not have any influence, but that's only because you don't leverage it. I mean, here's this young kid, right, with all these other kids flocking to him, being able to engage with them, teach them some of the stuff you got, right, and then share sweet life skills, because these kids, they will listen to whatever you have to say, right, because you can do what they can't do, but what they want to do. So they'll listen to whatever you say because you can do it. Well, that's called influence, right? The ability to have an impact on somebody's character. But it's just interesting, this concept, right? Like, because some people, because it can kind of seem foreign, right? Like, oh, greatness. I don't know if that's right, right? Can you be great, right? Like that seems kind of, prideful or the flesh or something like that, right?
Yeah.
On the other spectrum, you got people who are like, look, I just don't freaking think I got anything in me, which is interesting. Because nobody was created with nothing or for nothing, which is interesting, because what that means then is the only problem that somebody like that has is that they're just thinking about themselves wrong, which is interesting because they're moping around with like this diamond mind inside of them, but like they're overlooking it. So they're fully equipped, like they're fully inside of them is everything they need. They just have to pull it out. They have to believe, look for it hard enough and pull it out. But they're wandering around, but they've got this diamond mind, right? So there's this story that went down in Africa in some country. And there was this big diamond rush going on. And this one guy, he was, I don't know, just working a job or whatever. And he was like, oh man, I want to get into this. I want to go find me some diamonds, right? So he sells his land, sells all his stuff, buys, some shovels and some pickaxes and some wheelbarrows or whatever you go and buy. And he goes to where people are finding diamonds and goes out there and just starts whittling away at the dirt. And, he's working and he's coming up with nothing. So one day he's taking a break and it's been, I don't know, it's been a little while, maybe 6 months or something. Goes into this coffee shop and he's reading the newspaper and he starts reading about this story. Well, in this story, there was a guy who bought some land, and he in this land there was like this sweet stream that flowed through it, and so there was like this, there was a bunch of these like rocks And he liked the way they looked, so he grabbed a rock, brought it inside, put it next to his fireplace. He had a friend come over, and his friend was like, "Oh, that rock is interesting." He's like, "Yeah, it was just by the stream. I liked how it looked, so I went and got it." He's like, "Oh, are there more like that?" He's like, "Yeah." They go to the stream, man, and this guy's who's a rock person? Geologist?
Geographics.
National Geographic came out. And he's like, there's all these rocks all over the place. He said, "Dude, do you know what those are?" He's like, "Those are diamonds. Those are big freaking diamonds." All right, so this guy at the coffee shop, he's reading this thing. He looks at the town. Oh, crap. That's the town I came from. He's looking at the guy's property. He's like, "Holy crap, that was the property I just sold." That guy sold the very property that had the very thing that he wanted. He thought what he needed was somewhere else, but it was right where he was. How devastating is that, right? This concept is your future is out there. Bullcrap. Your future is within you. It's in there. You don't have to go on some crazy journey, man, to go buy it or purchase it, or you can't learn. You can't obtain it from somewhere else. Once you discover it within you, you can refine it. You can go to school and you can learn about it, right? But you cannot get it. It's already within you. It's like, but sometimes people are running around being like, "Man, I got nothing in me." You're looking at it wrong. And you don't want to be like this guy who's like, that land, by the way, became one of the richest mines in that area, which is nuts.
Wow.
So if you're sitting around looking at somebody else being like, "Man, yeah, they're great, but I can never be like that," then you're being like that guy who sold his land without even freaking looking. Don't do it. Yeah. So we're created to be great, man. And that greatness attracts, right? He says, you stick your lamp high on the stand, right? It came with the stand. You use the stand. It goes high. It lifts it up high, right? So you got to stand out. Well, your skill allows you to stand out. And then it's what you do then that allows you to have influence or to leverage that influence. So go get you some greatness.
Yeah. Obligation.
Right?
Yeah.
Would you say application?
Obligation.
Obligation,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Created in God's image. God was never a loser. God was never a nobody that didn't know what to do.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just takes some belief in yourself, some manifestation.
Yeah, putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
You know, because it's easy to not put yourself out there or think that people don't want to, you just like to take what you're good at or what your gifts are and just keep them to yourself. Like, you don't want to expose it to other people because they might critique you or say something about it. You have to take that risk because you're always going to have critique. You're always going to have, you can have the best basketball player out there. You're always going to have haters out there,
Right.
The best musician. Not everyone's going to like his music, but there's going to be a certain genre of people who flock to that individual. So regardless, you got to put yourself out there.
Yeah. And you're saying not give in to the negative commentary?
Yeah.
Set aside the negative commentary.
We were talking about, riding pigs earlier. Yeah. No, I mean, not given to the negative commentaries.
Yeah.
Because not everyone's going to like you or think the same. Not everyone's going to like what you have to offer, and that's okay, because maybe what you have to offer is so unique but it still needs to happen. Not get mowed down by what other people think.
People will naturally get jealous. Some people will naturally get jealous when you are where you're supposed to be. And you're doing great things.
Yeah. Usually those people, who do cut you down are unsatisfied with themselves or what's going on with their own personal life.
Yeah. Yeah, but I like that count the cost thing because it's like, what's the options here? Mm-hmm. One alternative is spend the rest of your life doing exactly what you want, what you're born to do.
Yeah.
Or spend the rest of your life frustrated, wishing you could do that.
Right.
And it's like, there's really because the money will come either way. When you get into something that you are meant to do, it's like the financing will be there. What else is there to be concerned about? Your time. Well, you're either spending your time on something you want to do or something you don't want to do. Your energy. Well, you're either spending your energy on something you want to do or something you don't want to do. So it's like when you count the cost, there's really like two options. Like it's just a matter of what it is, like the substance of what it is.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, it's true. You either spend your time doing what you want to do or you spend your time thinking about how you're not doing the thing you want to do.
Right. So thinking that something costs too much, I think the whole theory's blown.
It costs too much to not.
Right.
That's a bit of that's pricey.
Yeah. Either way, it's going to cost you money. It's going to cost you time, energy, resources, whatever. Yeah. You might as well be doing something that's like, dang, I can wake up and like just be on fire.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't have to wait, right, to have influence, but you do, the freak, have to show up to the skate park.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's true.
You don't have to wait until you've reached some peak or you've done so many hours.
Right.
But you do have to show up. If you just blend in with the crowd and you never shine, but you go home and it's like you work your butt off, but then you never shine out in the world, you miss the reason behind what you have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you don't want to do that. So you got to show up. Yeah. And it is risky.
Yeah.
But it's risky any way you slice it.
Yeah.
One's got a high potential of reward.
Yeah.
Oh, one's got guaranteed.
Yeah. And I think everyone has that little, the voice that's like, well, I could do this, but, and then you get all the, well, what ifs, what if it doesn't turn out the way I wanted it to do or whatever. And I think it's just important just to do it regardless. Like, don't go into that and don't go in with a pre-created scenario. Because even like those great basketball players, whoever, they always have, bad days. I think they go in with hoping that they'll do well, but, things are going to happen. And then, but if you have, 90 good, whatever, games or plays or whatever, and you have 5 that aren't as good, whatever, at least you're still making an overall gain towards that, putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if it fails, like, people start restaurants or whatever, so they've been goal of starting a restaurant, right? But they tried it, and not all the time a restaurant's going to be successful, but they put it out there, might have taken a loss, but at least they're not living with the anxiety of, well, what if I could have tried this or done that.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of not a fun way to live, though. Well, I wish I would have at least tried this back. Now I'm 70 and I'm not able to do the same things that I can do. Yeah. So yeah, each day's an opportunity to keep cultivating and showing up.
Yeah.
It's tough some days, sure, tired and all sorts of stuff, but just even in a little, it doesn't have to be some monumental, but just trying a little bit.
Yeah, showing up.
And yeah, like you said, it doesn't have to be like you've reached this golden peak where you're like, now I can show up. Now I'm ready. It's like, no, just, you can start doing those little things now, or talking to those people now. Maybe it won't be just building stepping stones.
Yeah, I was listening to this podcast by Chris Valentin. He's just talking about, having an impact, bringing about change, and how you don't need a big group to create change. You just need one person.
Nice.
Who's all about it. And so he's just talking about the concept of, he's like, if you don't know what to do, right? He's like, just like do something, right? So he's like, go to a city council meeting. He's like, maybe, or go to a school board meeting, or go somewhere, get involved in something like you're kind of talking about, like experiment in a good way, like, test this out. Maybe like you're like, that wasn't it. And then all of a sudden there's this one thing and you're like, no, that thing right there. No, I care about that. There's that one problem. They listed 10 problems, right? And only one of them made sense. I didn't have any idea what they were talking about, except for this one. I was like, no, that one matters, right? It's like exposing yourself to these different things will help you kind of pinpoint. You're like, nope, could care less. Oh, that's interesting, right? That thing that makes you go, oh, that's the one, right? And then you go get into it. You show up to the skate park, right? And look, it might not be pretty when you show up to the skate park. I mean, you better bring your knee pads and elbow pads and face guard and mouth guard. But it's like it doesn't matter. It's not about, can I do it perfect the first time? It's that, can I stick with it until I do it great? It's that concept. Would you dare to do something bad and keep showing up until what was bad became like, yeah, that's a little bit better? Would you stick with something like, to like, it's like, oh no, that's actually pretty good? Would you stick with something that you're doing pretty good till like, oh dude, that's actually really good? Would you stick with that would you keep doing it, keep working it until it's like, dude, holy freak, that's legit? Like, would you work through the process, through the suck, through the labor, through the working it out, the problem solving? There's this concept where sometimes people will do just enough work to fail. You'll spend just enough money to not make it. But it's like, if you would dare to keep pushing forward, it's like sometimes people stop and it's like, oh, just around the river bend, man, that's where the freedom was, right? It's like that concept we talked about, where there's these guys who, the idea is that sometimes we underestimate the effort that it's going to take. And so there's these guys who wanted to make, they trying to sell this product. They knew that if they could land 12 meetings with 12 businesses, that if they were able to get those, they could land at like 1.5 deals. And so those projections were pretty good. So they thought, all right, well, all we got to do is call up 12 people and get these 12 meetings. Well, they called 12 people and they got 0 meetings. So you could look at that and be like, well, we failed. I guess it's not going to work out, right? We tried. This is what we thought we had to do, and it just didn't work. All right. Well, just what happens if the only thing that they did wrong was underestimate how much effort it was going to take to actually land those meetings, right? What if they needed to call 120 people to land those 12 meetings? But they thought they failed because they underestimated how much it was going to take to get there. It's like sometimes you can do just enough work to fail. You can just spend just enough to where you're broke and then it didn't make any return. But to understanding that perseverance is necessary when you've committed to something and it gets really hard. Like, that's then where you employ perseverance, persistent consistence, right? That's the time that it's necessary. It's necessary because that will happen. That will happen because there's a journey to get to where you want to go. So it's okay when you show up and you're like, oh crap, that sucked. Yeah, well, just keep showing up. It's the people who keep showing up. They said it on that podcast. They said, you know what the difference between people who do things and people who don't do things is? The people who do things. That's the difference between people who do and people who don't. Is that the people who do, right? It's not that they're more special. It's not that they're more gifted. It's not that they've got this ahead of you or this or that. It's just that they actually showed up. It's the people who keep showing up that become skillful. So I'm telling you, your light, you become a light that shines as you become so good at what it is that you were created to get into. As you become so good at that, people will seek you out, call you up, and ask them to serve you the very thing that you want to serve. My good peoples, that is how you let your light so shine. Stick that thing up on a light stand and never hide it under a bowl. My good peoples, until next time, peace.
Peace.